So as of a few days ago, the Jimmy Kimmel fiasco officially ended. Before then, even after Disney and ABC decided to reinstate his show, Nexstar and Sinclair, two media companies that own stations that broadcast ABC in several locations in this country, including some major cities, still refused to air his show, until they finally backed down the other day. And as you could probably guess, Trump didn't take that news very well. He threw a temper tantrum on Truth Social. Well, when does he not? I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was cancelled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. And what this post highlights to me, above all else, is all of the media capitulation to this man is so fucking stupid because there is no satiating him. For the last decade, we have seen constant sane-washing of Trump from our media, and what do they get in return? Frivolous lawsuits that have no real standing that these media companies could easily fucking win if they choose not to fold to Trump. Like Trump suing CBS for a 60 Minutes interview with Kamala he didn't like because I thought you made her look too good. And then CBS agreed to settle for, I believe, 15 or 16 million because Paramount, their parent company, wanted a merger approved. And like he mentioned in his post, ABC also settled a lawsuit with him and paid out a similar amount of money. And here he is, still not satisfied because he is probably the pettiest fucking man alive. Anything less than massaging his ego 24/7 he is not satisfied with. Any little negative thing said about him is enough to send him into rage mode. I don't see the point in trying to walk this tightrope you're destined to fall off of and trying to appease a man who is impossible to satisfy when there is no end reward in sight. He is still going to file his frivolous lawsuits against you. He is still going to call you fake news. He's still going to call you the enemy of the people. And to an extent, I agree that the media is an enemy, though obviously not for the same reasons. Trump and his supporters believe that. But ultimately, it comes down to what I mentioned in my previous video about this Jimmy Kimmel fiasco. The media is captured by multi-billion-dollar conglomerates controlled by extremely wealthy executives who benefit from the Trump administration's agenda in enriching extremely wealthy people even further. They're not impacted by any of the racism and vile rhetoric in general spewed by the Trump administration. They're not immigrants jumping through the legal hoops required to become legal citizens in this country, being detained by ICE. Their social safety net wasn't jeopardized by the big beautiful bill, and so they have no real incentive to have their media organizations provide any meaningful pushback to the Trump administration. And I think the media takes a lot of the heat when it comes to the landscape we are currently in. Following January 6th, the media still treated Trump like he was just another normal political figure, and not someone who tried to incite a coup and undermine democracy just because he lost one election fair and square. And a lot of the language the media utilized regarding his lies surrounding the 2020 election was flowery bullshit like, oh, Trump claims the 2020 election was rigged, however his claims are unsubstantiated, completely undermining the severity of his lies and what those lies helped inspire. But it doesn't matter to the media because Trump is a ratings magnet. It doesn't matter how inflammatory or flatly untrue a statement from Trump is. It doesn't matter who may be harmed by his statements are still signal boosted across the media, almost entirely uncontested. But Trump calls us fake news, and we don't want to provide any perceived legitimacy to what he claims about us. Ironically, that only provides even more legitimacy to what he is saying when you allow him to run his mouth uncontested and allow him to dominate the narrative. And how is that capitulation going? Again, he has still not shown an ounce of deference towards you, nor will he ever. And it doesn't matter how much you try to coddle him, how much you cave when he threatens to sue you. And it just goes to show how much journalism in this country especially just fucking sucks. The very foundation of journalism is holding powerful people accountable and delivering truth to regular people. But instead, it has devolved into let's massage dear leader's ego because that's what our corporate overlords want us to do. And we don't want to offend dear leader too much, otherwise he'll call us fake news. Yeah, fuck that shit. I hope ABC and Disney reinstating Jimmy Kimmel's show, despite the Trump administration's threats, and then Nexstar and Sinclair caving shortly after, signals a change. Because no matter how much these media companies try to go soft on Trump, and no matter how much they try to play ball with them, he is still going to delegitimize them and threaten them. There is no end reward to capitulating to him, and plus if you don't capitulate to him, you get to make him look like an even bigger whiny piss baby than he usually is, as evidenced by that Truth Social post I showed off earlier in this video, so that's an even bigger incentive to not capitulate to him. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.